Welcome to Talk About Topeka. I'm Chris Schultz. Tonight, we'll tour a local clothing customization shop that you may have never heard of before. And if you have, well, I'm proud of you. And you can call and tell everyone at work tomorrow. Sure can. So anyway, things have been going well here, and we're always talking about expanding, taking on bigger projects as we work to improve the show. As we outreach more into the community, we wanted to think about custom apparel. Well, basically so I didn't have to wear a suit in the summer. Of course, our first instinct was to go online looking for new shirts, but that goes against everything we stand for on this show. So we called our friend Ed Ramirez from Embroidery Plus to see what they could do for us. After shipping and handling and all the hidden fees online, it was actually cheaper to buy from Ed and keep our money local. Plus, we were able to feel the fabric and try things on. On top of all that, Ed gives a great discount if you let him ride on your blimp. This episode is sponsored by the WIBW channels and Field of Greens, downtown's best spot for healthy lunches and fresh soup every workday. And it all starts right now. Ed.
Yo.
How you doing?
Hey, all right. Hey, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Yeah. Well, you know, we need to get some shirts printed, and you're the guy I'm coming to because you're local here in Topeka.
We'll be glad to help you out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you. You have a few minutes we can sit down and talk?
Sure,
and,
have a seat.
Find out. Well, you know, our whole goal here is to tell people about Topeka and businesses that are happening in Topeka. And, well, what better way of doing that than to talking to a guy like you? So tell us a little bit about your business and how you got started.
I got started way back in the 70s. Must have been about 76, something like that. And I started out actually as in jewelry. And that's where the turquoise name comes from. It was Turquoise Mining Company.
Oh, okay.
Myself and actually a friend of mine started the business, and I went in with him. And shortly after that, he decided he didn't want to be in it anymore, so he sold me the business. So, Turquoise Mining Company, I worked at the railroad, and I was a welder. Yep. So I got into silversmithing. And,
cool.
And I picked it up pretty good. So I started designing and repairing silver jewelry, which I still do today, not very much. A few friends that know me and want something done, I can do it. I still have my equipment.
Sure.
Well, in the late 70s, I believe it was the Hunts brothers, they did something to the silver and gold market, and it went skyrocketing, and then the feds come in and regulated it, and so everything, the bottom fell out. So, well, it wasn't a good business to be into any longer. So
sure. A
friend of mine in New Mexico suggested to get into T-shirts.
Yeah.
Well, it took me about 9 months to get into T-shirts because I wasn't sure what I was doing.
You got a learning curve, right?
And I finally got into it. I was working out of my home over in Oakland and out of the garage, and we worked there for I don't know how many years, and it just went pretty good. And that's how we got going, really. And finally, the guy that owned this building here. That would have been in the 90s. I came over here during Christmas time, and it was in December, early before Christmas. And I talked to my customer. I asked him if he wanted to order any caps like he usually does to give away for Christmas. And he indicated that he was done. That was it. He didn't want no more of it, nothing. And he was rebuilding engines in here. And this place was a mess, if you can imagine. A lot of oil.
I bet,
all over the place.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying the building from him the way it was, you know. And we got it cleaned up and got it going, and then we ended up with four embroidery machines.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where we're at now.
Yeah.
But,
how's technology changed? I mean, you've been in this business for a long time. How have you seen the change? Point A to point B, what have we seen?
Well, now there's some machines out there where they can do a fantastic job on printing that automobile there in color and stuff like that. But you can't do 1,000 shirts in 5 hours with that kind of equipment.
Yeah.
And it's high dollar equipment. Yeah. You know, I've known people that have had that kind of equipment. It's not bad, you know, if you're doing 2 or 3 shirts or 5 shirts, you know.
Sure.
But I I'm, you know, I don't want to get into that. I'm into this, and this is where it's at, you know, where I deal with a lot of people from the different schools and, you know, the spirit shirts. The only university I deal with is Washburn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not licensed with KU, K-State, you know, so I don't do them. And we do the casinos and the Indian reservation, their powwows and things like that.
Sure.
They order, you know, 200, 300, 400, 500 shirts, you know. So you got to have the right equipment to do the right job.
Yeah,
you know?
you sure do. You sure do.
And the individual back there running that machine is my son. He's got a degree in business from Washburn University. And the other fellow is my nephew.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's my sister's son. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I can't wait to go back and check out the tour back here. You want to show us around?
Sure, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All right, so this is where all the magic happens, right?
This is it. Yep. This is where the action is.
Yeah.
We have our manual printers over here on this side, and the guys over here are on the automatic. We call it the carousel. And
that's quite a machine.
We can do approximately 1,000 shirts every 4 to 5 hours. Takes
Oh, wow.
3 people to operate at that time.
So how does this process work? The customer comes in and gives you the artwork.
Actually, usually the customer comes in and some of them don't know exactly what they want done.
Makes sense.
And others do. Others do have artwork. The artwork has to be in a vector format. That enables us to color separate. What we do is, for every color, there's a screen. The white, then the flash cure, that's a heat element there.
Okay.
Then this is the first color that goes on top.
Okay.
This is like kind of a tan. It's face and it's hands there.
So each one of these colors is printed off on a separate plate, if you will.
Yep. It's all done. It's what you call vector art. It's a color separation. Probably a better word for it.
Yeah.
Actually, we're a 30-some-year-old company, and we don't even use registration marks anymore. You know,
Yeah.
we're so good that we can just more or less get everything set up.
Yeah.
These things here are micro adjustments, so you can adjust the screen to go this way, that way, forward and backward, so that they all hit at the same time or at the same place. You know. Yeah, we're doing the Fiesta shirts. We've been doing the Fiesta shirt. This shirt here is for the Fiesta committee.
Wow.
Okay, and that's what it's saying on the top.
How many colors are we putting on here? Or how many can we put on here?
8.
8 colors?
Yeah, but normally we don't do that many.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the very last one over here, come around over here.
Sure.
On the very last one over here, this is the black. The black is the outline, and it has the Fiesta committee on there.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. And then is that pretty much dry, or how long does it take to go?
No, that's wet.
Okay.
Then he takes it off,
Okay.
puts it onto the conveyor belt,
Okay.
and away it goes. This is the end of the committee shirt. The blue shirts are the shirts that are going to be sold.
Okay.
All right. This way, you can tell who's on the committee. After he gets done with this run of this color of shirts, he's gonna turn off the Fiesta committee. This is the back of the shirt. The fronts are already done.
Wow.
Yeah. And it takes about 20 seconds, 25 seconds to go through that dryer. And once it gets to the other end, the ink's cured.
What makes the screens?
The screen is it's a synthetic fiber, and there's different numbers for the mesh. The higher the mesh, the tighter the screen is.
Okay.
And you want it tight when you use a gradient, you know, a half tone. You want it tight. Now, when we're using just like black or just some other solid color, then you can use like a 150, 156, a lower number. If you're doing a black shirt, you have to turn the shirt white first before you put the color on. So then you want to use like a 110.
Okay.
Because the lower the number, the wider the pores are in the screen.
Wow.
Okay. The higher the number, use a 315 when you're using some real good gradient, registration, and stuff like that.
So as these shirts go through the dryer over here,
Yeah.
and they come out on the other end and they're ready to go.
Yep, they're ready to go.
Wow, it's like a pizza oven for shirts.
Yeah. You're getting low on black, bud.
Very cool.
Actually, you're getting low on all of them. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's the screen printing process.
Right, exactly. Actually, come on back and I'll show you the embroidery.
Awesome. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Back here we have four heads. And I might tell you that we are a union shop.
Uh-huh.
And all the equipment in this building is made in America.
Wow. Very cool.
These machines are Malco. They're made in Denver, Colorado. There was a lot of American-made stuff. You know, the T-shirts were American-made, polo shirts. Now, there's still a few companies that sell American-made products. We deal with several unions, local unions, because we're Local 96 ourselves. And so when they order something, we buy American-made garments for them.
Sure.
May it be a jacket or a polo shirt or a T-shirt. Yeah.
These are quite elaborate machines. So what's the difference between, say, going from artwork to shirt via the screen printing process to an embroidered shirt?
Well, it's totally different, day and night. When you want something done, like let's say the KBI badge or something like that.
Okay.
That's real intricate. We don't do it in-house. That's called digitizing.
Okay.
We send it to our digitizer. We send him a picture. It could be, just a little picture of that. Could be a decal. We send it to him in color. He gives us an estimate of what it's going to cost to digitize it. Something like that, you're probably talking maybe anywhere from $80 to $100.
Okay.
All right.
To digitize the
logo.
logo.
To digitize it, because
Sure.
you go by stitch count.
Sure.
So it has a lot of stitches in it.
And what do they have to do? Are they?
I have no idea.
Yeah. You got your hands full over here.
when I purchased this equipment here, they told us about digitizing, and that at that time was an enormous amount of money, like $30,000-$40,000 for the equipment, and then you're talking like maybe a full-time job to do that. Now I do computer graphics, so I would not have time to do that too.
Sure.
That and sales, and just customer service.
Sure. So if someone's going to get a shirt done here and then they put it in here, this does one shirt at a time with multiple colors?
It does 4 shirts at a time.
Okay, so it's not moving around from
no.
Once it's put in place, the whole thing is then imprinted on the shirt. Very cool.
We just got through doing these shirts here. This shirt here is the Shrine Bowl that's coming here in Topeka.
Sure.
It's going to be over there at the new stadium on 6th Street. And so these were done today, and the customer will be by to pick them up.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You got quite an operation over here.
Oh, yeah. We have 2 ladies that do this.
Yeah.
One does, that's her 2 machines over there, and these 2 machines belong to my lead lady.
Sure.
Yeah, she's the one that we have a EDS3 system, a computer system that.
Okay. So an operator here, as you can kind of see some of some stitching going on here. An operator is going to set the shirts in, and the machine's going to do it, and they have to rotate the shirts out. And
what this is doing here, she's doing a test.
Okay.
These are called hoops.
Okay.
And we have bigger hoops back there, so if you want to do a bigger job.
Oh, sure.
And it can do up to 10 different colors. Actually, it can do more than that, but after you get done doing certain colors, then you got to put the new spool in there.
Sure.
And run the thread through.
Well, Ed, I thank you so much for taking us around the shop today. It's quite an operation. I mean, everybody's got a shirt that's printed or embroidered or something, and it's interesting to see that they're made right here.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Here we do hats too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a hat. Pull it out.
Very cool.
Yeah, these are Shriner hats. This guy's name's Tom. Got his name back there. I too am a Shriner.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, I belong to the Provost Guard.
Yeah.
It's my unit.
We need to do something with the Shriners too.
Yeah,
Have them
there
on
you
the
go.
show. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. One thing that's interesting is people right now are always talking about a gallon of gas. Right here on this wall alone, a gallon here will run anywhere probably in the 40s to over 120, $130 a gallon.
Wow.
Yeah, and the ones up here on top are PMS colors. So that means that somebody wants a special color.
Okay.
Other than, you know, the regular green, red, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So they cost more because they got to be specially mixed,
Sure.
stuff like that. Yeah, but we get good mileage out of these.
That's cool. That's really cool. How many shirts can you get, say, with a gallon?
Depends. It could maybe 1,000.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty good mileage.
Yeah. I receive artwork that looks kind of like this, and then I have to work it over to make it look good. And this is the back of the shirt, and this is the front of the shirt. And I'm trying to make it look better. I print it out on a film, and then I look at it, and if it doesn't come out right, the text is not good. This is just a sample sheet.
Sure.
So then I have to go in there, and I don't have this font because I did not do this art.
Sure.
Now, if I would have did this art, then it would be done already. But
Yeah.
because I didn't do it, I got to fix somebody else's mess.
Sure.
You know? And I run into that a lot. When earlier you said people bring in their own art.
Yeah.
Well, when they do, they you know, they do good art, but they don't know how to do art for printing T-shirts. You know,
Sure.
a lot of people do art for putting them into a brochure or a pamphlet, which is, I think, is called offset printing. You know, that's doing it on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mostly processed colors, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. We are not using cyan or processed colors. We use spot colors, which is the actual color: maroon, red, black, yellow, you know, green.
Mm-hmm.
We use the actual color. Processed colors, you can mix them, and it gives you a variety of a spread of different colors. Like, I'm getting ready to do that car, and when I do that car, well, then that car is going to be processed colors because there's so many different colors in there.
Sure.
In order to capture that, you do it in cyan, magenta, yellow, and black for screens. Now, and it only looks best on a white shirt.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
bet it would. Yeah.
Yeah. If you use a colored shirt, then where it's white, that would be the color of the shirt.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's why you'd have to, like you were saying, you'd have to paint the whole thing white, then go
Right.
black
Mm-hmm.
over top of it.
Exactly. Well, from here, I printed out on vellum. This
Okay.
is my film.
Okay.
Okay. I printed on the vellum. It's transparent enough so that, and I can explain that when we go back there.
Sure, absolutely.
We're getting ready to do the Renegades, the Kickapoo Fire Department. Okay, and it's only going to be one color.
Okay.
So that's kind of an easy job.
Sure.
So what we do is we bring the film into, this is our dark room.
Okay.
The light isn't bright enough. And what we do is, and here's the different screens that I was talking about. There's the 156, these are 200, 305, and a 110 over there. Okay? And the lower the number, you can feel it. You feel it's kind of
Oh,
rough.
yeah, it is.
And then the 305, feel this one right here. Well, that is smooth.
Yeah, it
See how
is.
smooth that is?
Yeah, you can't feel.
That's smooth because it's, you know, it's real tight.
Yeah.
You know? What we do is we put the screen down and we put the film on there upside down.
Oh, cool.
Because when we print, we're going to print from the
Print it
inside.
yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Then that way the print stays in. We get tape and we put tape on it. If we're doing a 6-color job, then we got to do 6 screens. And the film has to go on the same spot on every screen. All right, we measure it with our rulers over there. We tape them all together. From there, it comes to here. Okay. And here, this is this is where we develop our screen. If you can see down there, there's a little electro row, whatever they call that,
Sure.
that little light back there. Okay, and that's real bright.
Okay.
And what it does, we put the screen in here, upside down. We lock it in. We turn it on. And in about 20 seconds, it develops it. Like the film for this one here, Mean Machine, okay, wherever the film's at, we put it down like this. Wherever the film's at, it develops everything around it.
Gotcha.
You know,
Wow.
that makes it hard. Okay, then once we get it out, then we take it over here to the washout tank.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we wet it, let it sit for a little while, and this area here that did not get developed, it dissolves.
Okay.
But we have to use a spray to do it.
Okay.
Okay, and it cleans it all out, and then we're ready to go. Then we put it in front of a fan down here.
Let it dry. Yeah.
You know,
And
then we can set it
put
up.
it on the machine.
Yep.
You're ready to go.
Yep.
Wow.
We're ready to go, and that's the entire process right there.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Then we store our film in these huge envelopes. Then we also have a file cabinet in the dark room. People always ask, "Are you going to keep my screen?" And I tell them, "No, we're not going to keep your screen, but we're going to keep your film."
Okay.
We have a customer base of probably over 2,000 people in Topeka and the surrounding communities.
Wow.
Yeah, we go all the way to Johnson County. We go up to Abilene, Ottawa. We go up to Hiawatha, Golden Eagle. We do the casinos. You know,
Wow.
we're well known.
Yeah,
throughout,
yeah. Well, I know you've
Yeah.
always been really good to a lot of local things we've been doing around town, and that's why I definitely knew we wanted to come here and show you off a little bit.
I've done a lot of community service.
Yeah.
With the police department, the fire department, Business Improvement District in downtown Topeka, board member of North Topeka Business Alliance, Postal Service. Oh God, you know, so many different
kinds
things
of
that I've
things.
done.
Yeah.
So people know who I am. You
Yeah,
know.
they know Big Ed.
Yeah. I get around. Yeah.
Well, hey, Ed, thank you so much for taking us on a tour. I really appreciate it, and I hope everybody's learned a little something. That the next time you're putting on a screen printed shirt or an embroidered shirt, you actually know how it's made, and when you need those things, you come talk to this guy over here at Embroidery Plus, Ed Ramirez. Ed, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
You're welcome.
You bet. And we're looking forward to getting those shirts printed with you guys here.
Okay. And,
All right.
and I promise we'll do a good job.
All right. That's all for tonight, folks. This episode was sponsored by the WIBW channels and Field of Greens, downtown's best spot for healthy lunches and fresh soup every weekday. If you have something to say about Topeka, well, let us know online. I've been your host, Chris Schultz. Until next week, I'll continue to watch over you.